Hey guys, welcome back. I just wanted to quickly showcase another recent knife purchase that I just added to the rotation. Before I introduce this new knife, I first want to provide a bit of background. As I've mentioned in some of my past videos, I'm a very big fan of the QSP Penguin. The Penguin, in my opinion, might be one of the best budget knives out there. These can be found right under the $30 mark and occasionally around $20 on sale. D2 blade steel, which isn't my favorite by any means, but still really tough and really easy to sharpen. D2 is not stainless, so it will rust if not maintained. However, this one comes with a really nice black coated blade, so it is a bit more resistant. Even being a rookie sharpener, it is still pretty forgiving and takes a really nice edge. This one comes in with micarta handle scales. However, you can find these in a variety of handle options from G10, brass, all the way to titanium. This knife is equipped with thumb studs and incredible action just flies right out. Has a really nice deep carry pocket clip, and overall, this knife just feels really amazing in hand. This knife just checks so many boxes for me, and though I have knives over 100 times the cost of this Penguin still finds its way in my pocket more often than not. As much as I love the Penguin, there are times when I just long for a bit more length, a bit more cutting edge. Enter the QSP Penguin Plus. As you can see, this is just a larger, more premium version of the QSP Penguin. As the original Penguin features a 3-inch long blade, the Plus adds a half inch, featuring a 3.5-inch blade. You also gain about a half an inch on the handle, leading to the Plus being about a full inch longer overall than the standard Penguin. Overall length for the Plus is just shy of 8 inches compared to the Penguin at just under 7 inches. Now I know what you're thinking. Let's go over the elephant in the room. These handle scales. This model is coming in with everyone's favorite bougie material, titanium. I'm not always the biggest fan of everything titanium in the EDC world, yet with that said, these purple scales are pretty cool. What I really like about it is it's not one flat shade of purple. Depending on the light, the color will shift and you can see different shades of purple and pink throughout the knife. This is really true in the sunlight as the knife reflects all these different colors and seemingly has its own personality and character. As cool as titanium is, it does come with a small drawback. It's a knife is a little bit on the heavier side. This model here is coming in at 104 grams or 3.6 ounces. For a knife this large, it's still pretty light. For being all metal, it is noticeable in hand. With this larger model, QSP ditched the liner lock of the standard Penguin and instead decided on a frame lock. Lockup is solid with zero blade play, and they even added a small steel section within the frame lock to add some additional support and structure so you aren't wearing just on that titanium lock bar. Even though the frame lock is done very well, I'm not the biggest fan of frame locks as I have to be a bit more aware and cautious of my hand placement when deploying the knife, as if you grip the knife on the lock bar, the knife will not deploy. It's a very small issue and 100% due to user error, but just something to keep in mind. Speaking of deployment, this knife is equipped with thumb studs, much like the standard Penguin. However, it also adds a small flipper tab to the arsenal. Though you can fire the knife by the thumb studs, much like the original, due to the heft of the blade, it's not as satisfying and actually is a little bit painful on the nail. However, the flipper tab works great and the action is exactly where you'd want it to be. Due to the blade's weight, it also drops shut very nicely. Action is great, and after a small break-in period, it actually becomes rather fidgety. Going back to the blade, this premium model is coming in with a blade of 20 CV. I believe this might be my first knife in this steel, so I don't really have much insight on its performance and sharpening, yet I can say it came absolutely razor sharp. After some light research, apparently 20 CV is very corrosion resistant due to its high chromium content and has excellent wear resistance with a hardness of 58 to 61 HRC. Unfortunately, that comes with a disadvantage as apparently it's pretty tough to sharpen, yet once sharpened, it will hold its edge for a long while. The blade is rather stark with just a small QSP logo on the show side and then the blade steel on the reverse. I'm a big fan of minimal branding, so I'm a really big fan of this. We have a little bit of jimping on the top of the blade. It's nice, though I just wish it extended just a little bit further. Now we can move on to the pocket clip, and this might be my biggest concern with this knife. It comes with a wire pocket clip, which already isn't really my favorite, but it is pretty deep carry, as I'll show you just real quick. I mean, very deep carry, not much actually sticks out of the pocket. Now, this is actually one of my criticisms. There's zero tension on this pocket clip. As you can see, it can slide in and out of the pocket very easily, but that means it slides out very, very, very easily. You have to be really cautious of how you're sitting, as this guy constantly will try to escape your pocket. If we take a closer look at the pocket clip, you can actually see it doesn't even touch the scale. Another issue with this pocket clip is just the size. On a knife this large, this clip just looks a bit undersized. If we bring the original Penguin back, we can actually see the clip on the smaller Penguin is actually larger than the clip on the Plus. For a knife that is a full inch larger, it's very strange we would get a smaller pocket clip. It just really doesn't make sense to me. In my mind, I think a titanium pocket clip would have looked much more at home on this premium knife. For a premium knife made of titanium, a wire pocket clip just feels a bit cheap and almost like an afterthought. Not a fan of this clip. As you may have guessed, adding a full inch of length with this upgraded blade steel and titanium handles, these premium materials come with a cost. Though you could get the original Penguin around the $20 to $30 mark, this plus size version will set you back over $100. When it was first released, this model had a retail price of $220, which in my opinion is definitely way too much, but now they're down to around $110, which is much more reasonable. I was lucky enough to grab this on the secondary market for a nice discount, and though I don't picture myself using this as like my everyday carry knife, I'm pretty happy with the pickup. Once again, this has been the QSP Penguin Plus in titanium. I really appreciate you taking the time to making it this far in the video, and I'd love it if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one.